Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Jordan. Today, I'm doing a quick video talking about like this coronavirus. I'm gonna give an update on the situation. It's been about 3-4 weeks now. Um, so in the last video, a lot of people don't seem to understand this, but when I posted the video, it was like early December. That was before Omicron reached the United States. So the idea of me saying the Omicron variation, me getting it to some may have sounded completely ridiculous, may have sounded completely ludicrous, and every time, when I try to explain to people that I think I have the Omicron variation, when I try to explain it to my doctor, when I try to explain it to the contact tracers that called me, they like pretty much laughed at me like I was stupid because the health officials have not confirmed it was even going around yet. They said it was still like there was only 10 confirmed cases in the state of New York. And I knew I had Omicron because it was literally every person I came in contact with was literally sick 12 hours later. I know normal COVID does not spread that fast. So I could put the two and two together and realize this shit is spreading way faster than health officials can keep track of. And I just had so many people basically blow me off as a complete retard because I was trying to explain to people that I have the Omicron variant. And people just kept laughing at me and saying I'm a fucking retard. Hasn't even reached the United States yet, basically, because that was the thought process back then. Okay, so now it's early January. Everyone knows that Omicron's everywhere. It's going around everywhere, and health officials now are aware that they were way outdated with their keeping track of that virus. Okay, so to me saying, oh, you got like, if you don't believe me when I say it's fucking Omicron, you guys are idiots, saying common sense when I say I have the Omicron variation sounds like common sense. But back then it wasn't considered common sense. So that's what you guys need to understand is the date difference, okay? Now, moving forward with that, it's been 3-4 weeks since I, actually got infected with COVID. So I'll tell you what, guys, I mean, this shit ain't no joke. Like, a lot of people think, oh, perfectly healthy, young person in their 20s like me, oh, it has a 99% chance of surviving, if you get it at a healthy age, It's like 99.8% chance of survival. Only like 0.2% of people in my age group actually die if they get it. And you think, oh, it's no big deal. Well, it actually kind of is a big deal because even 3-4 weeks later, I'm still having some symptoms. I'm not even 100%. A lot of people don't seem to understand just because you're young and healthy doesn't mean like you're not going to have a blisteringly, insanely high fever, like by the likes of which you've never felt before. Like my fever was the worst. It was awful. It only lasted a few days, recovered, bounced back fine, but I was still like not feeling. I was still sick. I was still not feeling myself until about 2 weeks. I started feeling myself after 2 weeks, but even 3-4 weeks later, I still have this lingering brain fog. Like I am a chess player. I was, my ELO rating, there's a rating system for chess, and it could be like, anywhere from 500 to like 3,000 basically. And my rating was about 1,300, and I was growing every day. I was getting better and better every day. I was on track to be, 1,350, 1,400 by now. But instead, when I started playing again, this brain, I'm just not anywhere near as good. Like my rating instead, like the more I play it, like usually your rating goes up. Well, my rating's just been going down and down and down and down. And like it's down below 1,000 now, which 300 rating points is like a big difference in chess. Like when you're at the beginner level, 1,300 all the way back down to a 1,000. And I just keep playing and playing and playing and playing, trying to improve, and I don't get any better. I just get worse. I'm dipping below 1,000, which is just absolutely insane. No matter how much I practice, instead of getting better, I'm literally just getting worse and worse. So it's been a month, and I just have that brain fog, man. Like certain things just aren't clicking. I'm not at full mental capacity. Like, it kind of sucks, because I have to take these tests and these mental tests, to apply for this job that I really wanted. And, I still was able to do pretty well on it, but, I'm not anywhere near at my peak mental capacity. I can tell you that right now. So you have to take that consideration, like, oh, I'm young, I don't have to worry about it. Well, let me tell you, you don't want 6 months of fucking brain fog. For who knows, it could even be permanent. I was on the ice skating rink, and even still, and I'm like out running around or going for a jog or, something like I'm just not 100% at stamina. My respiratory, it's not 100%, man. If I go for a long jog, I will still get out of breath a little bit sooner than I normally would if I never got COVID. Um, so other than that, I mean, I'm pretty much like 100%. I'm like 90, 95% really. Like as far as in terms of how I feel, I'm just about 100%. But I still have that brain fog. I still am not 110% when I'm fucking going for a jog. I still get out of breath a little bit sooner than I should be. Um, that's just not 100% either yet. So, yeah, I mean, guys, honestly, COVID ain't no joke. That's all I can say, man. That fever was nuts. I was only really sick for the first like 5 days or so. After that, I started to get better every single day, and by a week, I was, kind of feeling okay. 2 weeks, I was feeling normal again, and, a month later, I still have this brain fog, so, yeah, honestly, man, like, that shit ain't no joke. You don't want COVID. Like, if I would have known, see, I didn't know that you can literally get brain fog that lasts 6 months when you're a perfectly normal, healthy person. Like, so many people say, oh, you don't have to worry about it. You're young and healthy. Like, you'll survive. It's not about surviving, ladies and gentlemen. It's about your fucking brain cells. It's about your brain cells. You understand? Yeah, you'll survive, all right. You're young and, you'll survive. But by the time it's all done and over with, you might not want to. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. But it's not something to be taken lightly just because you're young and healthy. They don't tell you that shit. I didn't know that you get this brain fog. I didn't know that shit. That kid last I didn't know. No one told me that. If I would have known that, guess what? I probably would have been a little bit more careful. I was like, oh, if I get the COVID, who cares, right? Wrong. Like, you get brain fog that lasts fucking 6 months. Like, do you want to be an idiot? Like, I don't. Like, nah, don't get that shit, man. It's not cool. It's not. Trust me. Just trust me.